Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today's video... Do you mind? Do you mind? So as you guys probably know, if you are following me on Instagram that is, which if you're not, I will have it linked down below and I'll pop a little thing on the screen for you to go follow me if you want to. Anyway, so if you were following me on Instagram, you would know that I went to Singapore and Bali recently, and basically this video is going to be what makeup I took on that trip to wear while I was over there, and I'm going to just apply it on my face instead of just show you. So I'm basically just going to, I guess, put it all on my face and talk about why I took it and why I like it so much. So yeah, that's basically what this video is going to be. You're probably going to hear my dog doing some weird noises because he decided to join me today, but that's okay, as long as you're okay with that. Anyway, let's get into it. So because I was going to such a warm climate and I knew that I was going to sweat my ass off, I decided I wasn't taking foundation or anything like that. I just took a BB cream. But before I get into that whole foundation BB cream thing, I started off with this moisturizer every day. It's just the Moisture Matte moisturizer that you can get from Garnier. I don't even know if they still have it in this bottle or if it's newer now. I literally only use this when I travel. Never use it any other time. So it's just like a little... I just use this instead of a primer. I'm not really 100% sure why I did, but when I go traveling, I also use my cheaper products in case, you know, anything breaks or anything gets lost. I don't take my expensive products with me, so just bear that in mind, that none of this stuff is going to be expensive. And if it is, it's because I was almost out of it anyway and I really need to restock. So yeah. By the way guys, I do have a new camera, so I am just continuously checking to see if it's still recording. Yeah, it is. There's a little red thing on the screen, so I think that's fine. Anyway, I hope that the quality of this video is so much better than my previous videos anyway, so fingers crossed. I will find that out when I edit this. Anyway, moving on. So I basically needed a BB cream because I wasn't going to be taking a foundation with me and having foundation drip off my face. So I went into Priceline and I just picked up the nicest one I could find at the time. This one is the Models Prefer BB Luxurious Youth Boost. I got it in the shade medium. I don't know if that'll show up for you. Got it in the shade medium. It says anti-aging, built-in primer, second skin, hydrating feeling, SPF protection. So I wanted to make sure I got one with a little bit of SPF in it because obviously I'm not going to want to put too much sunscreen on my face anyway. I did put a little bit on, which obviously I'm not putting on today because I'm not going out in the sun. But I did put on a little bit of SPF underneath this anyway because obviously I was going out in a hot climate and I knew I was going to get burnt if I didn't. So bear that in mind, always put sunscreen underneath anyway. But another reason that I just used a BB cream is just because this dries down really well as well. And then with a powder on top of it, it was very matte and I just knew that it would last a while, and it did last a while. It lasted very well. Another thing I like about this is that they have a few different colours. I don't even know if this one's going to match my skin today. I might actually have to lighten it down a bit because I'm not as tan as I was when I went away. But yeah, they have a few different colours. I just like the way that it matched in with my tan. It's not a very like full coverage, so you still have your skin sort of peeking through, which I really liked about that, and didn't want to be like full on over the top while I was away. I just wanted it to look like a natural healthy looking skin, and that's what this does. So I applied it while I was away with the Morphe Y6. Any sort of brush like this will be fine. But yeah, I basically just applied it with that. So here we go. It's probably not going to match my face though. No, that's my neck very well. Yeah, that doesn't match my neck. I'm going to have to mix this. Let me be back. I did actually, I just remembered when I went to go get it, I did actually take my Australis drops with me as well, just in case like it was too dark for me as my tan faded while I was away, so just bear that in mind too. Maybe get a lighter colour than what I did. I got a darker colour. I probably should have got a lighter colour, but I didn't, so I'm just gonna put a drop of this into the colour of the BB cream. And what I like about it is that it doesn't really change the consistency as well. The consistency of the foundation is still relatively normal to what it's supposed to be by adding in this white shade. Did I just say BB cream or concealer? I don't know what I said. A bit better, it's a bit lighter. Anyway, so let's get on to it. I pretty much chose a BB cream mostly because I wanted my skin, I don't like to tan my face, so I wanted my skin to look the same on my face as it did on my neck and my body, but I also wanted to have my skin tone like evened out, but I didn't want my whole skin to be completely covered with like a full coverage foundation, which is why I chose this BB cream, because it looks nice and natural when it's on the skin, and it's lightweight as well. I could barely feel it on my skin. It was more like just at the end of the day when like your makeup's been on for hours and you start to feel like, oh yeah, I should probably take this off. That's what it would feel like at the end of the day, but all during the day it was fine. And I did, you know, go out and about and explore as well while I was there, so I was sort of all over the place. I wasn't just sort of sitting by the pool all the time. I did go on adventures where this needed to be long lasting. So that's pretty much it. As you can see, it's kind of just evened out my skin tone a little bit, giving me a little bit of colour to make me look a little bit more like my neck. This colour, for some reason, I don't know why it's the wrong colour. It's just the wrong colour. Doesn't match my neck very well, but maybe I used a different tan this time. I think I did. Anyway, so that's what I used while I was away. Then I actually did powder this as well, just to make sure it was extra matte. And this is very old, but I used the Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder. You can see mine is very well loved, like very well loved. Yeah, I've hit pan in this dramatically, and I'm going to need to get a new one soon, but this is just a very good everyday powder. So I pretty much just shoved it in a big powder brush. This is Morphe E2, and I literally just went all over my face. Actually, you know what? I forgot freaking concealer. I did take concealer just to brighten these areas under my eyes, just to sort of make me look less flat, I guess. So, and I just used the same brush as my foundation. And it was just to give me a little bit of brightness. Alright. And the concealer I took with me was the Too Faced Born This Way. This is not a cheap item, but I don't really like this item that much anyway. It doesn't give a full coverage. I don't like this for full glam everyday, full glam going out makeup, but it's okay for everyday, like over BB cream, because it's very lightweight. It doesn't give like a massive amount of coverage, and that's not really what I was after. I was just after a brightening effect, and that's why I took that with me. But yeah, so back to powdering. I literally just like went over every section of my face. I didn't like do any bit of my face differently. It was all the same, just a quick powder. I wanted this routine to be very quick and easy, because obviously I didn't want to be spending hours in the morning, you know, preparing myself for the day either. Then I took my Bahama Mama bronzer, which you guys know I love. You guys can see that. This is hit pan too. Anyway, so I took this for my bronzer, and this I use it's just a random Morphe brush. It's just out of like some collection or something. And I literally would just put a little bit of bronzer on my cheeks just to give me a little bit more dimension. And just around my forehead like normal, just to sort of give the face a little bit of colour back and make me look like I've got that sort of sun-kissed glow happening. Yeah, so that's basically that. I also used this Bahama Mama bronzer for eyeshadow while I was away. So I used the Sigma Tapered Blending E35. This is my favourite just for everyday crease sort of blending, I guess. So I basically just tapped it all over the lid and then just blew it out. And just a little bit underneath as well. Just so the eyes appear brighter. This is literally the quickest eye makeup look ever. And I actually do this eye makeup look every day for work. Well, not every day. Whenever I decide to actually wake up and do my makeup for work, I will do this quick makeup look for that. Because it looks nice and simple and easy. Like, it is easy and it's simple and it looks nice. Like, you've just got a little bit of a shadow on your eyes to just like make it look a bit nicer. But yeah, I always blow it out, top and bottom. And it sort of just gives you like a little bit more of a colour to the eye area. Like, you don't want to have just like nothing there. Doesn't really do much for your face. Anyway, then moving on, I actually took my, that's not what I took. I actually took like a little small eyeshadow palette thing that I made up with individual shadows because I needed a darker colour just to put on the outside of my eyes to give my eyes a little bit more shape and dimension. But I don't know where it's gone. I feel like maybe I lost it while I was away because I can't find it anywhere in my house. So I'm just gonna sort of just use a darker contour colour out of a different palette. Because I don't know where that palette went, and that's all I did was tap a little bit of the darkest shade into my outer corner. I actually do use this colour here every day at home, but I didn't want to take such a big palette to work, to travel with because there's no use for this while I'm travelling, you know what I mean? So I didn't take this, but I use this every day. And I don't know where the other palette actually went that I took. Yeah, pretty much just deepen up the outer corner with a darker contour shade every day. And it just sort of like gives that deepness in the outer corner, and then you've got the brightness in the center to sort of like make your eyes look more open and bright, which I love doing. Always want my eyes to look bigger. I did also take the Revlon Sculpt and Highlight Contour Kit. This one, it's in light medium. If I can open it. So it looks like this. But the contour shade in here wasn't dark enough to use as an eyeshadow, so obviously I had to take something else as well. But I basically took this so that I can use this yellow shade and sort of just brighten in here, if that makes sense. Like, you can kind of tell the difference from just putting a little bit of this lighter powder in here. It sort of brightens the eye a bit more than the other side. So I did take this as sort of like an extra step, not necessary at all, but I did take it as an extra step to sort of brighten that area if I felt like I was looking a bit dull, and sort of to go in the center as well instead of using like a highlighting contour, a highlighting concealer. in those areas, I kind of just like powdered it. And I also did it just to like go neaten up my contour a little bit if I had a little bit of red spot. But yeah, that's pretty much what I use that for. I didn't really use it for anything too special. It's not really necessary, but it was for me. Anyway, moving on. I did take a blush. I took the Face of Australia Colour Max blush in O Peachy. It is a beautiful shade. It's kind of like a dupe for NARS Orgasm. So I really do, oh shit, I really do enjoy this blush. And I just used a random BH Cosmetics brush, which I do like for blush, and it was quite cheap. I just thought it was a nice, like, sort of shimmery, pretty looking, like glowy skin finish blush to use while I was on holiday, and that's what I did. Alright, before I get into highlight and all that good stuff, I did use some brow powder. I do have my eyebrows microbladed. I do have a video coming on that once I figure out how to get it off my phone, because I was trying to film with my phone before I got this camera and that was not really working out for me. So once I figure out how to get that off, I will show you my experience with microblading and where I went and all that. But until then, so while I was away, I did want to fill in my brows a little bit, because when you put powder on and all that, they kind of dull them down slightly. You kind of just have to put a little bit of powder back in them to sort of bring the colour back out. So I did use the NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder, which looks like this, has like a little waxy thing and a couple colours. I did break it while I was away, so that was fun. And yeah, I just basically fill in the brows with it, just to give them back a little bit of that colour that the powder and the foundation, well not really the foundation, but the powder and the like BB cream sort of took away from them. Like that. And I didn't really care too much about them being perfect. It was literally just filling in the colour to make them look a little bit brighter and kind of keeping the shape nice. So that's that step. Then I literally would go in, yes, it's not a cheap product, but it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills, what do you call this? Clear black, blah, 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 clear brow gel. This is almost out, which is why I took it. I do really need to get a new one. It's very low, but this is my favourite brow mascara. It's like the best. It keeps them so nicely in place all day. Doesn't feel gross. But yeah, it keeps them perfectly in the right spot all day. Alright, only a few steps left. This is why I thought it was really quick and easy thing to do. So the next step is highlight. Now I did take this highlight, which is a very old highlight from Sports Girl. It's called Glow With It Shimmer Highlight Your Contours, Let Your Face Glow. It's very old. You can see how old it is. Like the packaging is all, like there's no writing written on the packaging anymore. It's very old, but this is such a beautiful highlight. But because I know you guys probably are not going to be able to buy it, if you do want to go and buy any of these products, this product here, the Merry Luminizer by the Balm, is very, very similar in texture, a little bit different in colour. It's not as like yellow as the one that I've got, but this is very similar in texture and applies very well. So if you're looking for like a more drugstore affordable highlight to take when you go away, this one I do recommend. However, this is what I took away with me, and it is very old and I've used it a million times in my life, but it's still kicking. This is literally what I used to use back in the day before I actually started on makeup properly and I had no idea what I was doing. But it's actually a very good and beautiful highlight for just every day or travel, so I'm glad I do have it still. Just highlighting all of the regular places. Oops. And that, by the way, was a Morphe Y22. I love that for inner corner highlight and just little detail highlighting. And then I do have this random Morphe sort of highlighter brush that I put my highlight on my cheeks with. Just see how nice that highlight is. It's just nice and beautiful, sort of everyday highlight. But still gives a beautiful, like nice highlight sheen, like if that makes any sense at all. Okay. Now all we have to do is mascara, lips, and setting spray. And yes, I did take setting spray with me. I did take the L'Oreal Telescopic Extra Black mascara. The writing's like come off of this. That's how old, well not how old it is, but how used it is. I use it a lot and it's still very like a very nice formula, even though it's like maybe a year or so old. I still love using it. I do probably need to go get a new one though, because I probably shouldn't be using an old mascara, but I do still use it. It's beautiful. I actually really like the way that it makes my lashes look. And this mascara here, the Benefit Roller Lash, this one's very old and crusty and I need to open my new one, but I haven't got there yet. This one I love to put on my bottom lashes. It's just a very good brush to put on the bottom lashes, and the formula is just really nice. It doesn't sort of like, you know, leave that black mark under your eyes or anything like that. It just subtly puts a little bit of mascara under your eyes, if you can see that. Anyway, alright, now moving on to lips. I did take a couple of lip products with me. So first of all, I took the Jordana Easy Liner for Lips. It's in the shade Tawny. It's just like a little retractable eyeliner that you can get, well, I got it in Tubes Chips in Australia. Like, I think it was like $6 or $7. Very cheap. I did use a lip liner because I've actually been using the lip liner a lot lately, and I find that I like it a lot more, like when I apply lipstick with the lip liner as well. The lipstick I took with me was the Savvy Ultra Matte Lip Color. Looks like this, if you can see it. This is in Lights Camera, like Lights ... camera. And this I just put on. Yeah, I pretty much put it on and then just smudge it into my lips by pressing them together, because I just wanted like a subtle like lip colour, but I didn't want it to be like too insane or over the top. I just wanted it to look like a nice looking set of lips. I also did take a lip gloss if I felt like wearing a lip gloss. So this is the Models Prefer Infinite Colour Lip Glaze 6 Hour Crystal Shine in Sparkling, and it is literally just like a glittery lip gloss, if you can see that. Anyway, I literally would just pop this, you know, just in there like the middle section, and that's it. And the last and final step was setting spray, and I did take a setting spray because I just wanted to make sure that everything was matte and set in place for the whole day. So I took the NYX Matte Finish setting spray, you know the one, this little guy. It's only about $10, super cheap, and it holds all day. So this is what my face looks like. Very quick and easy, sort of basic, everyday, easy travel makeup. But yeah, so that's everything that I took when I went traveling, and that's pretty much everything I take every time I go traveling. I just thought that I would do a video where I was applying it to my face rather than just sort of, you know, showing you products and, you know, talking about them. So I thought if I apply it to my face, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I did while I was away, so you can kind of see the end result by using these kinds of products, especially when you're going away. Yeah, I thought that would be a really good idea. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and make sure you follow me on my social media as well. I'll have that all linked down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!